Welcome to our Thursday night live stream.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Joe.
And we are Two Crazy Ketos.
And if you're new to our channel, welcome. Here on Two Crazy Ketos, we do different things like recipe videos and we do product reviews. We talk about various keto topics, and then every Monday, we go live on Keto on the Couch, where we just kind of talk about what's going on in our lives for the week.
You can find us in different social media platforms like Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
And we have a website, which is twocrazyketos.com, and that's where you're going to find all of our different recipes. Now, we do upload at least 5 new videos every single week, so make sure you subscribe to our channel.
And don't forget to hit the little bell icon, that way every single time we start a video and it's got sound with it, you'll be alerted to it.
Welcome to our live stream. I was just checking something up here.
Of course you are. What else could we be doing? Would you like to learn how to play the fiddle?
Yes, I've always wanted to know how to play the fiddle.
Let's do it right now.
Welcome to our live stream. If you are new here,
we're glad to see you.
Our Thursday live streams are kind of whatever you guys have questions about. Go ahead and ask your keto, your carnivore question.
What you want to know.
Whatever you want within reason.
Is this Joe's real hair? Yes, it is. There. I just answered one, maybe
answered the question.
Possibly the first question.
Janet said, hey, cool, that leaves the trolls out. Yes, so I basically enabled something that I learned from Nisha.
She's brilliant.
She is.
We should do everything she does.
In order to chat in the live chat, you have to be subscribed to the channel.
Boom.
So all you have to do, if you aren't subscribed to the channel and you want to talk in the chat, is go hit subscribe. That's all you have to do, and then you can chat. But we are trying to keep some of the trolls out. We don't have it set where you have to be subscribed for a week. It's literally 1 minute.
Be a human person.
You just have to be subscribed to the channel. Yes. That's all it is. Also, while you're down there, if you're interested, go ahead and hit that join button and become one of our channel members. That helps support us on our mission to change the world one person at a time.
Well, are they liking my hair? And
you look good tonight.
I got my eyes did today. I actually put some eyeliner all the way around. Usually in summer, I don't wear a lot of eyeliner because I get sweaty, and I don't care what the mascara says. I have it all over my face. Has anybody found a true waterproof, and I'm talking cry proof because I cry when I laugh, even, eyeliner and mascara? I'd be interested to know.
Do you really want waterproof? Then you have to like scrub it off of your face.
Well, it's just I'd like it to stay. Now Heather, hi Heather, if she's home, she's supposed to be getting home, recovering from surgery that she had. Everything went well.
Just wanted to pop in and say hi. Going to watch on TV, but I can't chat.
Heather, I'm so glad to see you. I'm so thankful that you're home and that you're healthy and recovering well. But she has tattooed some of her makeup. Yeah. And I feel like then you know it's going to be there.
Right. I just remember...
I'm a little too scared to do it,
I remember you getting that lip gloss.
She always looks flawless.
That doesn't come off, and you spent like 2 days trying to get it off. And then you kissed me and it wouldn't come off.
It wouldn't. And then you were like, why are you trying to be so amorous? Did I smell good or something? It's like, no, I'm literally just trying to see what will make this thing come off of my mouth. What will do it?
Let's get into the chat.
Brillo.
Anne is here and says, I made you chicken nuggets today. Totally delicious.
It says, deliciousness. Thank you. Thank you so much.
They came out really good. While we're talking about that, let's answer a couple questions. Got a lot of messages from people. What if I don't have a food processor?
Yeah.
I tried to chop it up in my blender. Didn't work that well.
And if a Vitamix can't do it?
The chicken kind of wrapped around it. Maybe if you cut it down into small amounts, that would work. But you can use ground chicken. The purpose of the food processor is to basically grind up the chicken. So if you don't have a food processor, get yourself some ground chicken, or if you have a food grinder, like, a meat grinder, you can grind up your own chicken. Get some ground chicken.
You know what really grinds my chicken?
And then with a hand mixer, you can go ahead and mix in all the cream cheese.
That's good.
The other question that I had was, is there a non-dairy version? Not right now. I tried it the other ways. You can make really good chicken tenders, but they're not going to be chicken nuggets like McDonald's or the stuff you buy in a store. We were looking for the certain texture inside.
The other thing was the fact that some people have been concerned about pork rind crumbs.
I like pork rind crumbs.
And we really like them, but you were saying you could swap out pork rind crumbs for almond flour.
No, that's for the waffles.
Oh, that's for the
not
waffles.
For the coating on the
no,
chicken
not
nuggets.
for the, I meant for the waffles.
Yeah, we were talking about the chicken nuggets.
Yeah, I know, but I just wanted, because I was thinking that was the other concern that had come up.
Yeah, so on the waffle recipes, if you don't want to use pork rinds, you can use almond flour. Just sub it out 1-to-1.
Nice to know, right?
Yeah. Let's see. Christine is here. Two Crazy Ketos and Dr. Barry are neck and neck for my favorite videos. Thank you very much.
Our favorite is Dr. Barry and Nisha. That's our favorite. So thank you for even like putting us in the same.
Just remember, I am a bald fox. Did anybody see Dr. Barry's live stream on Monday?
Oh my gracious.
He said I'm a bald fox.
Well, there'll be no living with Joe from now on. There'll be no more living with him.
Kelly's here, said so happy
Kelly.
I'm off work on Thursday night so I can watch this with everyone.
I am so glad that you're here. Is Debbie here? I know Debbie actually just got to Purple Lady. She just moved into her new place. I was so excited. I just love getting to see like all of the 2KK family just having a lot of life adventures, lots of graduations going on. And whether you have a loved one graduating from kindergarten, graduating from high school, graduating from college, it's just such an amazing time. I was looking at pictures of Miss Kate and Mr. Ross graduating this year. Oh, Purple Lady's here. Hello. I've missed you, precious lady. I'm so excited that you got moved into your new place, though. But yeah, so I was really excited about all of the graduation pictures. It's so exciting.
You know what the best part about this time of year is? No school zones.
Well, I wondered if, I was thinking of you, Brianna, like, are you done with school? Is this like the last week for you? I was thinking about all of the teachers because let me tell you, it's the most wonderful time for teachers too, right?
So Maria's here and said making pizza stufflers and strawberry cheesecake ones for dessert.
Yay!
I think we got a lot of people to buy a
stuffler.
A stuffler.
You won't regret it.
Paying me for that.
You will not regret it.
What Presto needs to sponsor us.
We poured eggs into it. Eggs will work, right? You can actually pour eggs into it.
Give away the hints for our next vlog.
Spoiler alert. You can just pour eggs and it'll make a stuffler.
Chris said, I wouldn't be surprised if the troll accounts are set up to subscribe to the channel. We'll see if it works. Yeah,
we shall see.
We had a troll commenting on a bunch of vlogs yesterday.
Yes.
Vlogs and lots of videos basically telling me red meat's gonna kill us. Obviously some kind of a vegan or something like that.
I don't mind. You don't have to like meat. We can still be friends.
Right.
Like, let's be friends. Let's not, like, just let me know, hey, I'm eating, you know.
This person actually said that not eating vegetables is going to kill me, and good luck, because he's like, you're gonna die of colon cancer.
Right.
Thank you very much.
It was pretty harsh, but like we're be friends.
Melinda said 11 months on Ketovore, lost 40 pounds, not changed anything, gained 10 pounds back, and no loose inches or anything less fat. I would take a look. We've said this ourselves. No changes. Yeah, but sometimes we get a little lackadaisical, heavy-handed with heavy whipping cream. Also, depending on where was your energy intake. If you were, for an extended period of time, and an extended period of time could be as little as a month, under eating the amount of fuel that your body requires, you will end up hitting a stall because your metabolism will slow down, which is what it's when your metabolism slows down because you're under eating, you haven't screwed up your metabolism. That's what your body's designed to do. You've just allowed your body to do what it was designed to do. So that's why you never want to, and I will fight to the death on this one, when you go into a calculator and say, how much should I eat to lose weight? And it says, do you want to lose it slowly, moderately, or quickly, don't ever choose quick one.
Don't say quick.
Choose the slow one, especially if you're getting started on keto. You're going to lose weight. You can actually eat more calories than you were before.
My hand to say take a long time.
Well, you're cutting your intake by like 30%. You have no place to go but down, and you keep going down. And that's how you end up seeing people eating 700, 800, 900 calories, 500 calories.
500 calories and gaining weight.
And then what do? And so your body will just start storing everything. So that's one thing. You may need to reverse diet back up. Also take a look at your sleep. Is there stress? There's a lot of things that can impact our weight. My biggest problem is sleep and stress. It's something I'm working on now.
How cute is my mom?
Is your best bear?
A crisp bear, of course. The best bear in the world is a crisp bear.
Juju got her cast off today learning to rewalk with a cam boot now.
Whoop, whoop. That's good. Hey, we're headed in the right direction, though. I like the fact that at least you got your cast off. That's good.
Future Breeze is here and said, hey fam, starting a group at work intersects vegan, plant-based, keto, and carnivore for health tips we can all agree on. Any ideas on a short few sentences to describe this way of life and why?
You have
Yes, 3 words. The proper human diet.
There you go. My thought is we have a common enemy, and that is sugar.
Yes.
That's a common enemy.
And processed foods.
Yes. If you are looking for common ground with anybody, even your doctor, if you're having some struggles with your doctor getting on board with your health plans, sugar is a common problem for all of us, and overly processed foods are a common problem.
There is a reason that you can have someone who is, I don't want to get into veganism or vegetarianism. The two, if you get into Mediterranean, paleo, plant-based whole food, that's a good way to describe the proper way to do veganism or vegetarianism. So plant-based whole food. That's like, I always confuse them. Penn and Teller, the bigger guy.
I don't know.
I don't remember which one that is.
They're Penn and Teller.
Penn and Teller, right? He
Joe
lost
and Rachel.
all his weight. That is how he lives, plant-based whole food. Samuel L. Jackson did plant-based whole food before he did X-Men. There's a reason.
You mean the Avengers?
The Avengers. I don't know.
I was like, X-Men.
So there is a reason why you see very similar results off of all of that with lowering of cholesterol, getting rid of diabetes and all that. The commonality is...
It's Penn.
Penn. Okay.
Thanks, James.
The commonality is getting rid of the sugar and getting rid of all of the processed foods. That's why they work. The big difference between plant-based whole food and keto is plant-based whole food is there is 0 added fat, no added fat. The only fat you can have is if it happens to come in the vegetable or fruit that you're eating, like an avocado, but you can't add any fat. So like all of the plants and everything you're eating cannot be cooked in any fat at all, and there's absolutely no meat. So it's kind of the other. Yes, they're eating more carbohydrates. However, they're getting 0 fat. We talked about before. You can't mix carbs and fat. But I'm not even against vegetables. We eat vegetables. But our body is designed to be
vegetables.
An omnivore. But most of your food should be coming from meat. Right?
Yeah.
So that's where I would start with them is getting rid of processed foods and sugar, all of those kind of things, or I don't like processed because even meat is processed.
And hamburgers
overly processed foods.
Unless you're going straight to the cow. Eat him while he's alive.
You still got to kill him, right?
Yeah. Ooh. Let's not think about that.
Life Station said, I don't like the waterproof kinds.
Okay.
Chris said Miriam has not unboxed her Stuffler.
Oh, it's like sitting there waiting. Oh, she's going to be happy when she does. She's
Denise said you
it.
are looking gorgeous.
Thank you so much, Denise.
Mark said, what do you say to your doctor when they insist that you take a statin? How do you politely decline when the doctor is insistent on it?
Oh, can I answer?
Yes.
Please, please, please. Okay, so couple of things. Number one, you can ask them about how much they've actually seen a statin make a difference.
Let me pause you for 1 minute.
Okay.
Let's remember this. We are in charge of our health.
Well, I was going to get to that, Joe. I was going to first of all, I was going to say, tell me what you're hoping to achieve with this statin. Mm-hmm. If you're a woman, the first thing that you should say is, show me the evidence, show me where this has been practiced on a woman, because they don't usually do any research.
Can I do our disclaimer?
Okay.
Remember, we are not doctors, nurses, or health professionals.
We're not.
This is all based on our own personal trials on our body, as well as what we have learned from a lot of research.
There you go.
There you go.
So, if they're saying, hey, I would like to bring your numbers down a point or 2 points, ask them, okay, let me try this keto way of eating and then come back to you in a month and see if I can't do this with my diet. Let me try diet first before I bring in an invasive prescription, because a prescription is going to invade my body with something, right? It's an outside thing. So I'm going to try to do it with diet first. Let's partner together,
Yeah,
doctor.
I would not use the word keto. I said I'd like to attempt this with diet first.
Let me try this with diet first and come back to you in a month, because where would you like to see me? If I start it moving down, then I would like us to be on the same page that we don't even need the outside medicine, okay? Because we've seen amazing things by just, bringing the diet into it, right? Mm-hmm. The next thing I would say is just because someone prescribes something to you does not mean that you have to fill that prescription. My doctor for many years prescribed exercise, and I did not fill that prescription over and over again. They wrote it down. They gave it to me. They wrote it in my file. They said, Rachel, you need to get a bunch of exercise in. And I was able to not do that.
Right.
I did not do that thing they were asking. So you can just not fill it if you choose to.
I would say, if you don't want to get into an argument and find a new doctor, take the prescription, don't fill it.
There you go.
And to me, that's an easy way out. But I would also ask them, is there a statin that doesn't have any side effects?
There you go.
What about my HDL? Because statins will not only lower your LDL, but they will lower your HDL. I would ask my doctor can you please research the fact that HDL to triglycerides is a better marker for heart disease. Because if you want to lower your triglycerides, if you have low triglycerides and a higher HDL, the LDL doesn't really mean much. Also, just a little side note, yes, it will lower your total cholesterol, but again, your HDL, but it's going to lower your LDL, which is what they're all concerned about. They're all concerned about LDL. The only thing is that research has shown that many of the people who die of heart attacks actually have normal levels of HDL.
You mean HDL or LDL?
Or LDL, rather.
Yeah.
LDL. So if the whole goal is to lower LDL, why are people who have normal LDL actually dying of heart attacks?
Yeah.
So, but again, remember, we are not doctors. So I would go check out Dr. Berry.
I think the best thing, though, is the fact that you have pause. That it's not just like because somebody writes your prescription, I'm immediately being like, yes, give me every pill that you have. Like, I like the fact that all of a sudden we're stopping and we're not just putting things into our mouth like without thinking, right? We're having pause. Like, this is a major thing. This is a big deal. It's not a big deal to have to take medicine, right?
Just a reminder for those of you who may be new, we try to get through the chat, but obviously there's a lot of chat going on. There's 263 people here right now.
Hi,
so you
everybody.
can always use the super chat function down below. That is the $sign that's in there, and when you use that, it highlights our screen so that we can see your message. It pushes your message off to the side. And also, if you're really getting something out of this live stream, please consider using the thanks button down below. So Ginger is here and said, how do I start my kids on a low-carb version before moving to keto? Great question.
That is a good question.
Here's what I would do. First of all, let's remember, our kids can eat more carbs than we can. They probably aren't as metabolically screwed up as the rest of us are. So you can look at even like Dr. Berry with Beckett, he gets some strawberries and berries. He gets a little bit more. He's mostly carnivore, but he can have a little bit more. He drinks milk or goat milk. Same thing with Dr. Sivas. But what I would keep them away from all the grains because there's no purpose to grains. We don't need grains. They're a filler. The whole idea of grains and things like soy and stuff is it's cheap to grow and it's very high in calories, but there's really no nutrient density to it. There's nothing good for you. You're not going to get anything out of eating grains. Get them away from the grains, get them off the sugar. So one of the best ways to start transitioning them into low carb, just don't buy the other stuff.
Right.
Hey, when they go, hey, I want some Oreos. Oh, I forgot to get some.
I loved how Abby did that.
Don't announce that you're going to go low carb or go keto. Just slowly start transitioning them in. Give them some fruit. It's okay for them to eat fruit. I'm actually in the middle of working on a video and a blog post on this with fruit. But when it comes to fruit, the most important thing to do with ourselves or with our children is look at nutrient density to it, and then also get locally grown in season. And why? And if you can grow it yourself or find it in the wild, that's even better. The reason I say that is the stuff that you buy in the stores, especially when it's not in season, it's not the same fruit that our ancestors had.
Right.
The strawberries, like I was in the store the other day and the strawberries are like that.
An apple.
That's not the size of a strawberry.
Right.
They have been changed to be sweeter, a better shape, to be bigger.
Redder.
If you can find ones in the wild or from a local farmer or growing them yourselves, there's going to be a huge difference, and those are the better strawberries to eat. If they're not in season, don't eat them. Same thing with your kids. So, and then, just give them whatever's in season. Then start looking at fruits and going like calorically. Okay, for example, mangoes, very, very high in calories. And you can't really do anything with it. Whereas watermelon, there's not a whole bunch of nutrients that you're going to get out of it, but it's mostly water.
Right.
So there is a lot of sugar, so it's a no-no on keto. But I'm talking about for our kids, having them eat fruit, but only eating fruit that's locally grown in season is a good way to start transitioning them.
Absolutely.
And give them meat. Just give them meat.
Meat they like.
Make the chicken nuggets we just made.
Help them to be a part of the process. I love that it's not a dictatorship, but you're saying like you're giving them choices, but it's choices that you're comfortable with. So it's not Oreos or chicken tonight. It's chicken or beef or lamb or the seafood, whatever you have. So they're a part of the process, but you are giving them, choices that you can agree with.
Yep. Amy said, I'm making the new chicken nuggets. I didn't have any pork rinds, so I ran to the store, blended a bag, and spilt it all over the floor while taking it off. I'm sure they'll still be good.
They'll still be good. 5-second rule.
5-second rule. Hey, you know what? I think we all have better, immunity than some of the kids that are coming up now.
Because we ate a lot of dirt.
We ate dirt,
We
right?
drank out of the garden hose. Right, yeah. With the entire neighborhood.
How many people were like me, and when your kid's bottle or pacifier dropped on the ground,
did you do this thing?
You put it in your mouth and then put it right back in their mouth.
Oh, man.
There's not many people who do that anymore.
I know, because they have probably better sense than us.
I was even telling Dr. Berry, I'd be interested to see where immunity is in, say, 10 or 15 years.
Yeah.
When you consider over the last couple years the amount of hand sanitizer and stuff that is being used, right? Because we're washing all of the germs, but we're also getting rid of our good bacteria.
Yeah.
Wellman, thank you very much for the $10 super chat. Said you guys are on target. Thanks. You help keep myself on track.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
J-Dog's here.
Hey, Jerry, what's up?
He said, I ordered some pork rind crumbs from Amazon today. They'll be here tomorrow. I have the ranch flavor ones, but didn't sound too good for sweet waffles. No, use the unflavored.
I bet unflavored, and I feel like butter. We don't have any. We placed an order so we could get some, but I think that the butter pork rinds.
But they don't have them in the range. You have to make your own.
You'd have to make your own, but we do that too. So I would be interested to see, what does the butter do for
Brianna said, I laughed so hard when Dr. Berry called Joe a bald fox.
I know. We were dying. It was so stinking hilarious. They're just so cute.
April said, you two bring sunshine to my day.
April, you bring sunshine to my day.
Chris said, speaking of Dr. Berry and Nisha, Miriam, I got to talk to her for a while about the proper human diet some in September. I think it's going to be awesome.
Excited.
Yes, we actually have a Zoom call with Nisha tomorrow discussing it. I cannot wait.
I am so tickled.
Cannot wait. I know there's still some tickets available. I believe they're still only available to Patreon, so if you're not, go join Dr. Berry's Patreon.
Now, I do know they're going to have a live stream of it going on, which is really, really exciting. So even if you're
sponsored by Keto Chow for free.
Thank you so much, Keto Chow. So even if you're not able to get tickets or go for whatever reason, I'm glad that you're not going to miss out. You'll still get to see it.
Chris said, here in Utah, we have a lot of year-round schools. The school zones only stop for about a month.
Wow, we've got a lot of people. I actually saw, I was doing my walk. Thank you to Sarah Gustafson. You keep me accountable every day. I got my shoes on. I'm getting my steps in. But I saw a bunch of notebook paper all down the bus routes. Do you remember? Did anybody else used to do that? I'd love to say that I never littered in my life, but you know, that was like the summer throw a piece of paper out the window. It's not a great idea, but like I thought, oh, yep, it's definitely the last day of school.
Debbie's here. Said
Debbie.
Just finished devouring a chocolate keto chow, perfect keto strawberry collagen.
Nice.
2 cups of coffee, ice cream in the creamy. Thanks for the inspiration. It's amazing.
Absolutely.
We are actually drinking coffee right now. That I put a scoop of the strawberry MCT oil powder from Perfect Keto.
I did not think it would work.
I don't think I've ever had that. We've had the
We
collagen,
haven't.
but I don't ever remember getting the MCT oil powder. And when we got our order, it came for free.
It was like the extra
and I'm like,
thing.
wow. We also, you'll see it on a vlog coming out. Tomorrow there's another vlog, but then on the next vlog, you're going to see it was delivered yesterday, Clout Coffee.
Y'all remember Clout Coffee?
We discovered 2 years ago in Omaha.
Yes.
And it is amazing. Anthony drank some today. So I had some cold in the
Was
refrigerator.
he like, dang?
Yeah. It's expensive, but they have 30% off coupons.
You have to
so we bought 5-pound bags of it because then you
bags.
really save a lot of money. It goes from like $26 to like $12 a pound.
But they had a stand there at Keto Omaha, and it was so good because they roast the beans in, at that time, just bourbon barrels. But now they're also doing it in like rum barrels and whiskey barrels, and it just gives a very unique flavor to the beans, and then they're whole beans, and then, you know, you have to grind them up.
Yeah, but they do have it in grind.
Yeah.
They do have it ground already. Vadim is here, said gained 30 pounds in a year from eating lots of keto snacks and eating late at night. Thinking of eating eggs, chicken, fish, keto bricks, and keto chow and chia seeds. How to solve night eating.
You were a night eater
I'm
big
still
time.
a night eater.
What helps you to not eat at night?
Find a distraction or go to bed like I'm supposed to. I mean, honestly, that's my biggest problem is I would stay up until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning working on my computer, and now I'm just there and I'm like, who?
Do you
think, what's in the cabinet behind me? What's in the refrigerator? And also not having anything readily available for me.
Is saying to you, well, if you're not going to sleep, we might as well eat. Do you think your body is fighting you?
It's a boredom thing.
Yeah.
And also, honest, probably a little bit subconsciously of an accountability thing. You're sleeping. There's nobody to tell me, hey, you don't need that. I just thought of that, actually, but it's probably there a little bit. But yeah, probably go to bed is the biggest thing, or find something to distract you. Like, I will sit there with water. I'll drink more electrolytes, even coffee or something like that. Like Dr. Sivas talks about snacking as an emotional event. If you're eating late at night, it's probably snacking. If it's your meal, find something to do for a couple of hours before you go to bed. I would probably tell you, because I know it's going to be it was the case for me, that a lot of the weight gain is probably more from eating late at night and less from the keto snacks, unless you're just snacking all day long. Yeah, Kim said, Joe, you should get a commission.
Hi, Lisa and James.
I don't remember who it was, but thank you very much. I never even thought about this. Somebody actually said that we should put a review on the Stauffer page.
Yes.
Which I did. I literally uploaded our video onto the Stauffer on Amazon, and they posted it.
Yeah, so thank you.
I'm hoping that it actually helps build our channel.
We really appreciate all of your recommendations, and we take it to heart. Like, we try to do it. Like, we try to implement it. So thank you so much.
Yeah, Jerry said, did you see that Chrissy Davis from the Keto Village has a Stauffer? And she's
I am
working on
so
something?
excited.
She sent us a message as she was ordering it, and she was like, dang you.
I love her so much. I'm so excited.
I love Chrissy.
I'm glad that she's feeling better.
Brianna said the 17th is my last day. Best day about high school is next week is final, so no actual teaching. So happy. I'm going to miss my senior, so graduation is bittersweet.
I know that must be hard. And Brianna, I know that it is hard for your students and the parents as well. When you have a teacher that you know loves your kids and wants the best for them, like, you feel like I have a partner in this as a parent. It is such a blessing to have an engaged teacher like you are. It really does make a difference. I will never forget how much I wanted to thank Anthony's teacher. Remember, like, it was a guidance counselor too, and I had gotten.
She's trying to
open the door. I was trying to thank her at graduation with Anthony, and I had foolishly purchased my high heel shoes at a thrift store. So
we were using zip ties to put
lesson
shoes
learned.
Together.
Buy everything at a thrift store, but don't trust the shoes for a major life event.
At least not high heels.
Not high heels at a thrift store. Because I think what had happened is it got donated, but maybe it had stayed in somebody's garage for a while. And so the glue that like stuck the shoe together came apart. And so it came apart, not like the back of the heel, it was the front of the heel. So yes, before we went into Anthony's graduation, we had to zip tie my shoes closed. And so while I am walking alongside to tell this precious teacher, thank you so much for like how you poured into Anthony and like made his high school experience so much better, my other shoe fell apart and I knew she needed to get someplace. And so I think it was John Paul actually picked me up because now both of my feet won't work. And we just continued the conversation of me thanking her until, yeah, he put me down.
Martha said, I made your Greek yogurt. It was really good, but when I froze some and then thawed it out in the fridge, it was a grainy texture. I'm wondering why. I've never tried freezing it other than for the cultures.
Yeah.
So I've never tried freezing it and then eating it. Well, I shouldn't say that. I'm working on some frozen yogurt right now, and it seems to be coming out really well.
Could you whip it up or something?
I don't know.
Maybe whip it?
Jules is making yogurt and chicken nuggets this weekend.
Nice.
Michelle said, can I use whole chicken tenderloins and just rub cream cheese and dip into
Michelle.
The cream cheese?
How are you, beautiful
mixture?
lady?
It becomes chicken tenders. So if you're making chicken tenderloins, which is actually featured in the vlog that's coming out at the beginning of next week.
Yeah.
You don't need the cream cheese. The cream cheese mixed with the chicken is to get the texture inside of the chicken nugget. If you want just chicken tenderloins, you could mix it with the pork rinds and that way. Also, what did I use yesterday? A combination of
the wisps.
I found ground wisps and keto chow, the chicken soup keto chow. You can also use whey protein isolate, but I don't have that. I have keto chow, so that's what I use. Keto Life Granny said, I never imagined I'd be making yogurt, but I got my yogurt strainer today and Fair Life tomorrow. Wish me luck.
You're gonna do so great.
It's almost impossible to screw up.
I'm telling you that it's so easy. Rachel can do it for a reason because it really is super simple. And I'm so excited, Audrey. You're gonna do awesome.
Let's see. Juju said, I met up with Chrissy Davis last night for dinner. I'm in Albany, New York. It was a lovely time.
What a nice
awesome
thing to do. What did you two kids eat?
Jenna said, hey trolls, you are wrong. Today my doctor told me I have a beautiful, healthy
Woohoo!
colon. And I have the pictures to prove
Ooh,
it.
I like that. Way to go.
Sabrina's here. Good evening, all.
Hi, Sabrina.
A little late checking in. Beautiful evening. To take a ride on our electric scooters downtown. Our church was having a worship time outside just off the
Wow,
train.
how nice. I'll tell you what, if you're looking for something to stay active with the kiddos, my kids, my nephews, and pretty much all of our youth group are very big into Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go has been such an incentive. We talked about Atomic Habits and like something that'll just get you motivated and instant gratification when you're trying to like get movement in. Pokemon Go. They are all about it. In fact, Caleb asked me, I guess it was 2 nights ago, do you want to go for a walk? I'm going to go get some Pokemon going. And I'm like, yes, of course, because we get to walk and talk about your day. It's like a mom's dream. And we like walked to the park and then met one of the...
And he ditched you.
Yeah, I totally understood. It was like some of the youth were there at the park, Pokemon going. I was like, this is fantastic.
It was actually, I remember on Mother's Day, we went to Texas Day, Brazil, and the boys were playing Pokemon Go. I know, this is what's bad about technology.
It's okay.
But they were playing in the restaurant.
Right.
And I don't understand it. They
away.
stole something, raided a gym, and it turned out to be run by our waiter.
Don't do stuff to your waiter.
I know, right?
We're like, please.
Future Bree said, common enemy, great idea. Proper human diet for you, love it, whole foods. Yeah, the one thing I would not talk about is nutrition. As far as the nutrients, listen, here's the thing about eating vegetables. There are certain vitamins and nutrients they absolutely cannot get. They just can't get it without eating meat.
Well, and also...
so that's one place to stay away from because it could become a big argument.
You have fat-soluble vitamins, too.
Right,
what do you do with that when you're trying to have a diet that is no fat?
And you have to eat a lot of plant protein to get the same amount that you would get in eating a little bit of meat.
Yeah.
Custom Deluxe said, local Angus and Bison Razor just opened up a slaughterhouse butcher shop, ordered a quarter from a pasture to freezer, no middleman, brought home some tongue and liver home.
That is fantastic. That is a good exploration of your state, of your area, to be like, hey, we're gonna go around and see like what are local farms in our area. That is like a great weekend trip, in my opinion. It took us a while living in Florida to find a farmer to get a cow from, right? That was a challenging thing. We had to do some legwork on that. So when we got to drive around and find it, it was really, really nice.
Yep. Karen said, oh, stress, understatement. Love my job, but it's killing me. Then trying to sleep at night, leg trouble.
I am so sorry, Karen.
If you're having troubles with your legs, like maybe getting cramps while you're laying in bed, it's probably magnesium.
Yeah.
Life Station Express said, keto wave eating is dissolving the plaque in my carotid arteries. I have the tests to prove it.
Linda, that is awesome.
Lisa said, she had bratwurst with and favorite salad for dinner tonight. Oh, that's good.
I'm bratwurst all day long. I just think they're delicious.
Joanna said, the Stuffler was awesome. I wanted to reach in and grab the strawberry
Me too, Joanna. And it's just enough. To me, it was amazing that you could make basically a four-part sandwich with a single strawberry. Like, how do you do that? How do you make the flavor of something like berries spread? That's the goal, right? Used to, I would eat a pint of strawberries. That's how I achieved that. But it's interesting that if you slice it up thin, you can really cover a lot of surface area.
Okay, so Denise said, I was watching Carnivore Angel. She's doing Dr. Bosway. She said she wasn't in ketosis, even though being carnivore, what you say, I find it hard to believe.
Yeah.
So here's the thing. When you say you're not in ketosis, because what? You don't have a 0.5? If you have a 0.2, then you're in ketosis.
Yeah.
Okay? Don't worry about it being, it's not a 0.5 on the keto.
If you're just eating meat.
If you are only eating meat.
Your body doesn't have any say.
Your body has no choice but to use fat for fuel.
Right.
It doesn't, because will it create some glucose? Yes, it needs to, but you'd have to be eating 500, 600, 700 grams of protein to be producing so much glucose that your body isn't going to use fat for fuel.
Right.
It's just not possible. If you're not eating carbs, your body has to use fat for fuel.
Yeah.
So some of us, as you've been doing this longer, your body gets the ability to be able to eat, use the fat directly for fuel. That is a beautiful thing.
It is.
And then the only way you're going to be able to get like really high ketones is either eating a lot more fat, or B, way under eating, because that's what ketosis is. It's like a way for your body to protect itself from starving. So if you're eating a tremendous amount of food, you may not have ketones, but your body is using fat for fuel. Okay. Sharon said,
hey, Sharon.
I make the yogurt for my dog. I give her a liquid whey at one meal, and I give her some yogurt after her last meal before bed. Yeah,
How
we give
nice.
Tabitha all the way.
And the chickens. The chickens also really enjoy the whey.
Yep, Wellman said, my doctor told me the only thing that he can do is prescribe a drug when I said I wanted to change my diet to help my condition. He was honest.
Well, that is really good, because they're telling you this is what I have to do. They don't get an out. It's like, this is my job. I'm just doing my job. That's basically what they're saying, standing there with their pharmaceutical pad. It's like, this is the protocol. I have to follow the protocol. Otherwise, I get in trouble for not following the protocol. So like, that's all they're doing. So that's really awesome that he's honest enough to just say like, this is what I have to do. Yep. I have no alternative.
Sandra said, so Rachel, what do your doctors say now? Are they on board with your way of eating? We got new doctors.
Yeah, we did. We did, because I lost 100 pounds, and when I went in to celebrate
my gosh, I remember
with
that.
my doctor said, okay, so you did it, but you know what? Your like history says you gonna put it right back on. Like, I'm just gonna wait and do it. So I don't get excited about this, because someone like you puts the weight right back on. So at that point, I was like, see ya, because you're not celebrating the win. This was a hard
And this wasn't 100
battle.
pounds that she lost on keto. This was the first time where she looked really sick because it was by calorie restriction.
Yeah. And so, but I needed somebody to be in my corner.
Yep.
And they weren't.
Janet said, I'm not afraid to tell the doctor that I'm my own doctor. I listen to my body. Keto has made my macular degeneration in my left eye. I have proof on a copy.
Wow.
Let's see. Linda said, on keto since January, this time Keto Chow has removed the sugar craving.
Awesome.
I've been eating 1 meal a day, 2 keto shell shakes, and 1 protein snack. No weighing until my husband said clothes are big.
Oh, I love that. That is a really great policy, right? To have that thing like that, okay, I'm only going to get on the scale when someone says you look amazing. Like, that's really good.
What is his
Manisha?
name? Manisha.
What a beautiful name.
I am a dietitian and I have many clients on keto carnivore diet. Yes, their total cholesterol and LDL go up on these diets. However, for metabolic syndrome, I'm assuming it cut her off.
Let's see if there's more.
I don't see any more.
There it is. However, for metabolic syndrome, we focus more on low triglycerides and elevated HDL.
There you go.
Thank you so much for sharing that. Yeah, it's a huge difference. It depends a lot on what you're looking at, right? What are you looking at? It's like that was something that really came out when we were talking to Dr. Sivas about our lab results. It was like, what is the whole picture? Not just like zeroing in on the hot topic numbers.
Carissa said, my mom had heart surgery on Tuesday. They were passing out cotton candy for free in the lobby. What? As a community, we have a lot of work to do.
You're so right. Lynette's here. Hi, Lynette. How are you doing? How are you feeling? Are you recovering well?
Yep. Jerry said, perfect. If strawberries are out of season, don't eat them. Same with your kids. Wait, don't eat your kids.
In season or out of season, don't eat your children. That's what is that, like with the star going over the rainbow? The more you know. Dun, 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 dun. Don't eat your kids.
Juju said, I only tossed it if it hit the airport flaw. Those went in the trash, but I totally lollipopped the rest.
Yeah. Oh, right. Exactly. Yeah. There were certain places. Okay. Here was.
Like if it falls on the floor in the bathroom, yeah, throw it out.
If it falls on the floor of Chuck E. Cheese, throw it out. Like if you're in like arcade area, like Chuck E. Cheese is, I feel like we could trace back the first pink eye to Chuck E. Cheese. That Chuck E. Cheese ball pit, like if people would invite our children to a birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese, I literally started to get like, oh, because I know they're gonna get something.
I just saw a comment. Where is it?
You're not supposed to look at the end,
I know.
Joe.
This is a good one.
Not supposed to look at the end.
I'm not. It just happened to pop up when we were there. It only shows you the last 2 over there.
Okay.
M. Holland said, has anyone noticed in the chat that being ketosis helped out their Hashimoto's in remission?
Yes, absolutely. Nisha has so many great things about Hashimoto's specifically. So yes, definitely share that because I think it's
How
something.
good is being in ketosis and eating lots of meat and mostly meat?
Yes.
They got pregnant and weren't trying, right?
Yes.
The first time
Watch
around,
yourself.
they had to work hard
Yes.
to get pregnant, which could be a lot of fun. But no, they had to spend a lot of money, go to a lot of doctors, and then all of a sudden, bang, eat 95% meat, pregnant, right?
Bonnie Blue is on the way.
Renee said, heck, I still drink out of the hoses. I'm
There
on
you
a
go.
long run. I might need a pit stop, and I'm not dead
I
yet.
have definitely drank out of some questionable water fountains at a park because, like, I'm thirsty and it's got to happen right now.
Debbie said, I licked the salt off my horse's salt block at the same time that she did. Drank water out of her water bucket.
And well, you know what? But that's your baby. Like, there's things that, like, yeah, me and Tabitha have shared things before. I'm not gonna lie, because yeah.
Look at this. Bobby said 9 weeks on keto and doctor appointment. I found out my diabetes is in remission.
Oh my gracious, Bobby, that's awesome. That is super awesome. That's really good news. Really good news.
Defense was said on some beaches, the only water is out of the shower head. Stand under with an open mouth.
I've totally done that
works.
too. It absolutely works.
Renee said, I had a fisherman tell me that I shouldn't be drinking spigot water. He was a super out of shape, munching on McDonald's, sitting on his tailgate with a cigarette in his hand.
Yeah, absolutely. That is the perfect person to advise others, I would say, right? Yeah. Sir, what else should I do about changing my life? What are your other recommendations?
Lisa said, Clout Coffee, what's that? Yeah, so go to cloutcoffee.com, I think is what it is.
It's just like a small mom and pop business. But it was very interesting. Like, I always liked Bones Coffee because I feel like they're really good at like infusing flavor into their beans. Sometimes you'll get beans that are like supposed to be infused with something and it just is like, I just don't taste it. It's so subtle. But
so it's cloutcoffee.com.
Yeah.
And like I said, it is expensive. They have 3 kinds. Well, they actually have some regular ones too, but they have bourbon whiskey, rum barrel aged whiskey, rye whiskey, and single malt whiskey. It's not whiskey.
No, you're not going to get drunk.
They're actually aging the beans in the old barrels.
Yeah.
And it really does pick up the flavor. Ooh, not for me. Thank you. No, I don't want to save money. But again, the best way to buy it, we are not sponsored by them. We just really like the coffee.
I thought they were
Don't get the caramels, by the way.
Yeah.
But we bought the big 5-pound bags. They even have it in K-cups now.
Oh, that's neat.
And it's just really good. But if you want a flavor coffee,
I miss Lisa's
that
face.
is the way to do it because they're not adding any artificial flavors or anything like that.
So beautiful.
Okay. I gotta go back over here.
James is a very handsome gentleman as well.
Yes. There you go. Joanna said, my bad time is now through midnight. I'm not hungry. I just want a snack right now and good though. I'm a lot like Joe.
Yeah. Sarah says that she really likes the grapefruit element. Yes, I really, really like that flavor.
Right there.
It's really
Always
good.
Have some near me. That and Redmond's. I drank like 5 of them today. Sandy said, I love the Yellowstone mug. Got to live inside of the park for a year while my husband was working at Old Faithful.
I think Serena got this one.
Serena got us this. Maja said brushing your teeth helps.
Brushing your teeth is an instant, like if you're done for the day, brush your teeth. That is a great reminder. Cause yes, I have actually put off brushing my teeth before because I'm like, ooh, I really want to taste breakfast. But after breakfast, brush your teeth because then that's the negotiation is over. I don't want to eat anything and also taste toothpaste.
Keto Life Granny said, I sit right next to my RV chest fridge. If I can't eat it carb free, it's not in there because it's so easy to grab.
That is really smart.
Vadim said, I have to get married then to have an accountability.
Oh, no, not at all. Like, get a friend in our Facebook family group. There's lots of people that want to be your accountability partner. No problem. You don't have to get a partner for that.
Jerry said, tomorrow's going to be 40 years since I graduated from high school. June 10th, 1982.
I'm old. No, you're not. You're just getting started. 40 years. Wow. Like, I feel, sometimes I think, would I want to go back to high school? No. I would not want to go back to high school. That was like not the funnest time.
Future Breeze said, accidentally made chocolate pudding, chocolate peanut butter, keto chow, chocolate egg protein, 2 tablespoons of beef gelatin, warm water to fill a Vitamix, spit in 3 jars, set overnight. Yeah. Adding that much gelatin will definitely give you pudding.
Talk about a happy accident. Hey, Shauna. I see Miss Shauna's here.
Vadim said, you guys are one of my favorite keto couples. Hate to bring the topic, but can't get over Jimmy Moore. He's allegedly accused of. He seemed very bitter with the keto community. It's so sad.
I only had one interaction with Jimmy Moore because we're completely, anytime you hear something like this that he has been accused of doing, it just shakes you to the core. Like, it just makes you physically sick. My entire life, our entire lives have been geared towards serving children, blessing their lives, helping them to grow up to be the strong and amazing people that they were destined to be. And this makes me sick. But I will tell you, I had one interaction with Jimmy Moore, and that was at a Redmond event that we went to the first time that we went
new to the community.
KetoCon.
We had 200 subscribers.
And I'm going to be really honest. He was a podcast person, and I don't listen to a lot of podcasts. So he walked into this party, and of course, me and Joe are like the Beverly Hillbillies. We have never been to any kind of swanky party ever in our life. And here's this beautiful event going on. So he walked in, and he was like, hey, everybody. And I was like, hello, hi, I'm Rachel. Who are you? And where are you from? And he looked at me like...
He was very offended.
How in the world do you not know who I am? And so he was like, I'm Jimmy. And I was like, oh, it's nice to meet you. And so then I like walked.
You asked where he was from.
I know. And I walked away. He didn't even really answer. And then like I walked back and Joe was like, hey, knucklehead, that's Jimmy Moore. Like he's kind of a big deal. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I was so just like mortified. Never approached you. You never see an interview of us because like that's me.
Here's what I'm gonna say. I don't know all the details about it. I don't want to get into it, but what I am going to say is please don't punish people who wrote a book with him.
Yeah.
It's not like they knew what was going on.
There's no way.
You have a lot of people like Maria Emmerich and Jason Dr. Fung, and there's a lot of people who wrote books with him, and please don't punish those people because they wrote a book with somebody who was unknowingly has been accused of the things he's been accused of.
Yeah, that's very true.
Sherry said, tell me, Joe, making ribs but no smoker. I detest liquid smoke, but wondered if you have done it adding the Redmond smoked salt.
Yes.
I do have a charboiled gas grill.
The Redmond smoked salt instantly adds a smoked
After the
flavor.
fact, though. I would not add it during the... You can add a little bit during the smoking, but here's what I would do. You're saying you have a charboiled gas grill. You can buy a smoke tube and put that in your grill. Hey, wait, let's go over to this, because now that I've fixed this up.
Oh.
Okay.
We have it working.
All I gotta do is go over here.
To Clout Coffee?
No, we're gonna go to Amazon.
Oh, okay.
And we're gonna go to smoke tube.
Ooh, I want to say that what it's saying there, but I won't say
so
Alexa. I won't say it.
Okay, so you want to get something like one of these. And all you do is you put little pellets in it.
Oh.
And then you light the one in and you can put it into your gas grill, and that will give you the same smoke flavor that you would get if you had a pellet smoker.
Isn't that interesting?
Okay? And you can see they're pretty cheap. And if you go on here, there's a lot of different kinds. But that's all you need. You get one of these, stick it in your grill. You can also use them for like cold smoking. So what you do is you can actually put like your meat into a cooler. Just have a little hole to get some air in there. And you put that in there, and you can get cold smoking.
I really like Sherry's sunglasses. Very cute. I really enjoy like pretty sunglasses like that.
Let's see. Brianna said I messed up the yogurt the first time because I couldn't figure out how to use my Instant Pot. It turned off and on a couple times. The starter got messed up, and I didn't turn the yogurt.
Oh man.
Let's see. Oh, Jackie's heading out for a cruise tomorrow, but started packing it. Pray for me. I made it within 1.2 pounds of my 30-pound goal for vacation. That is so awesome.
Jackie, that is so stinking
I'm sorry
awesome.
we weren't able to get together, Jackie.
know.
Unfortunately, I am flying to Kentucky.
No, not totally, unfortunately. I mean, it's a good thing.
Yes, but, you know, we weren't able to meet up. But, so Saturday morning, Rachel's got to get up at 4 in the morning to drive John Paul and I to the airport. We were flying to Kentucky to pick up his new van because he saved $8,000 buying it in Kentucky.
And then just buy the $100 trip.
It was a $100 plane ticket, and then we were going to drive home in the same day. We should get here about 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday.
Yeah.
One of our kids is home.
That's an Anthony. Hi, Anthony.
Let's see. M. Holland said, have you ever considered ButcherBox if you didn't purchase a cow? Oh, yeah, we used to use ButcherBox all the time.
Yeah, it's just the cow was cheaper.
I switched from ButcherBox to, who was the other company? We were US Wellness.
Yeah.
And then we also did, we actually were buying a lot of meat from White Oak Pastures. The reason I switched off of ButcherBox is because I found that some of the meat is greenwashed. And I really would prefer to buy locally sourced meat.
Yeah.
That is the best. Honestly, the better, if you had your option between locally sourced meat and store-bought organic, I would actually go with locally sourced.
Yes, absolutely. Sabrina.
And you can also talk to your to the farmers.
Mark says, hi, Rachel. He's closer and closer to being done with the fire pit. I can't wait to take pictures when it's done. Although today he accidentally cut into the internet cord. Uh-oh. We have totally had that happen.
Lisa, thank you very much for becoming a channel member.
Thank you. But remember, in fact, we had, I think it was our next door neighbor's landscaper cut our internet one time also.
Yeah.
And that was really challenging because we were like, where's the problem? It was in our neighbor's yard, not even ours.
Christine, she said, Joe, in your first video on your yogurt says to refrigerate for 4 hours before straining, but your low-fat yogurt doesn't mention it. Because I learned how to do it better. I've actually just told Rachel yesterday we need to remake that video.
I don't want to because the first one has nut milk bags.
Sorry. Yeah, I learned you don't really need to, especially if you're using a yogurt strainer.
You're just going to have a yogurt strainer though.
Yeah, but it's easier.
No, but
it's 2 steps.
But there's no nut milk bags.
But there's a lot more steps doing it the other way. Like I also learned you don't have to, it's just much easier. But the regular full fat version, you can make it the same way that we make the low fat. So just swap out milk. You also don't need to use heavy whipping cream. That's just to up the fat content. Beth said, I take magnesium every night and my leg cramps have stopped as long as I drink water and have electrolytes during the day.
It really does make a huge difference. And especially during these summer months, we just don't realize like how fast we deplete our electrolytes because we just get out and we're used to doing what we always do, but it is way hotter than normal.
Yeah, Renee said butcher box beef is not from the United States, so I canceled after my first box. Too many American ranchers to support to justify butcher box. That's how we felt. They actually asked us if we would be interested in being sponsored by them, and I declined for that reason.
Yeah.
Cindy said, hey, everyone, I just got in from a walk. We'll watch
Cindy.
the replay of the first part tomorrow.
Good job getting that walk in.
Debbie's here, said, my Stuffler came today taking her 5th wheel out and will be making some new
recipes.
recipes.
Look at this cute couple. So adorable.
Jeannie said, I couldn't stop a tiny snack on my way to bed. Piece of cheese, a bit of leftovers, brought magnetic mirror. After dinner, I put on the fridge door. Seeing my face has caused me to stop.
Wow, that is very interesting. Like, what a neat trick to just see yourself doing it. Wow, yes. That is powerful.
Future Breeze said, I thought I read that ketones measured are excess ketones in a blood or urine. Meter doesn't measure what you are using. That is absolutely correct, which is why we tell you,
don't
and
chase
it's
the
no
number.
Disrespect to Dr. Boz.
No.
Don't chase numbers. I don't think it's a big deal on unless you are doing therapeutic keto, like somebody like Maitreya. But if you are trying to lose weight, especially, do not chase numbers. The whole GKI number, it doesn't mean something. Just don't eat sugar. Don't eat a bunch of carbs. Your body has to use fat for fuel. That's the bottom line. It doesn't matter what the ketone numbers is. Dr. Berry has talked about this all the time. You don't need to measure ketones. We use a meter once in a while if we're in the middle of a challenge or after a fast, but it's more just curiosity's sake, but we don't chase numbers, you know?
It's interesting every now and then just to kind of collect some data on yourself.
It's also, you do not need to take exogenous ketones. And if you are trying to lose weight, I would strongly advise against using exogenous ketones unless, again, you need something specific, like maybe a boost of energy because you're going to go do something, or you need cognitive function for a test. Like John Paul's going to be taking his master's electrician course. We gave him some exogenous ketones because they recommended he eat candy bars and fruit before the test.
Great advice, right?
Here, if you understand oxidative priority is the order in which your body uses fuel. Ketones are fuel. The number one thing it's going to work on is alcohol, then ketones. So if you are giving your body exogenous ketones, then you're delaying the time it's going to take to get to the carbohydrates and the protein and the fat. So why do you want to do that?
I just noticed that I have something very much in common with Chris Bear. He says that he doesn't remember any sports statistics. I literally don't even know who won the Super Bowl. I am the same exact way.
Now, back to the exogenous ketones,
Yeah,
there are purposes for them, but it is not to lose weight. And anybody who tells you need exogenous ketones to lose weight, especially the people who are selling MLM ones, please run the other way. They will not help you lose weight with the exception of 2 ways. They could help you to suppress your appetite slightly going to the next meal, but so can electrolytes and just drinking a bunch of water, because basically they're just bound to electrolytes anyway, unless you're drinking an ester one, and they will give you a little bit of energy to get through a workout. That's about it.
Right.
If you really want to get into exogenous ketones, I would just stick with something like Perfect Keto or even keto esters, which just don't taste that good. I'm actually going to be trying the one that Dr. Berry is also trying and the Keto Savage is trying, just to see like what kind of cognitive function does it give me, but it is not going to help me lose weight. Exogenous ketones will not help you lose weight. Blue Dove said, Amy did have a 0.5 ketone level, but when applying Dr. Boz's ratio, it wasn't high enough for healing. Again, depends on what you're doing it for. Lisa said, I found a fresh pork belly at the Asian market. It's so hard to find, and it was like a big kid when I was able to get my hands on. So.
I have been like that. I mean, I've literally had people looking at me when we were in like Sam's Club and like happen upon a nice big pork belly, and I'm like, oh, and they're like, what is it? And they're like looking into this refrigerated section to be like, what is this woman so excited about? And it's like, that's a big giant slab of pork belly. And I'm like, oh yeah, I'm gonna smoke it like a brisket. I got so excited when I saw Jen had smoked one like a brisket. And as soon as I saw it, I'm like still looking at the picture. I look over and Joe looks at the picture, looks at me and is like, oh, we're gonna have to smoke a pork belly, right? Because you just saw one. I'm like, yep, yes, that's what's happening.
Sherry said, my mouth is wide open. How uncompassionate, unsupportive. Good for you, Rachel. I'd have walked out too. You should invite their offices to view your channel.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Yeah. And, you know, I find more and more that, you know, my story is not a singular story, like that it's common, that sometimes, you know, you're expecting, especially if you've had a doctor for a really long time, that you're expecting the doctor is like, we're on a team. So it's a real letdown when you feel like, gosh, we've had a relationship and you've seen me so heavy and so sick for so long that I thought when I came in here and I looked better that you'd be celebrating that with me.
Yeah. Karen said, I need to tell my doctors what tests I want run. Please tell me what to ask for. Was recommended low carb diet, which is 4 meals with 30. Unfortunately, it cuts it off. 30 plus carbs each.
Yeah. Not
that's low carb compared to standard American diet, but I would be eating keto. I think that if you're trying to reverse your diabetes or things like that, I think that's too many carbs in a day. You want to, at minimum, have it down below 50 for really good metabolic healing. I would
say total. That's not net.
Yeah. And then as far as what tests to run, Dr. Berry has a couple of videos on good tests, but I'll tell you the ones that he recommended for us when we did a BBB, and I don't even remember all of them, but he recommended us get an NMR because that's going to give you a lot more details as far as your cholesterol, lipid profile. But if you use the link down below for Own My Labs.
Own Your Labs.
Own Your Labs. If you use that
Not
link.
mine, yours.
It'll give you a list of all the ones that Dr. Berry recommended to us. And you can get them on your own through that, but if you just click on that link, you're not obligated to anything, but you can see the list of everything that he had us get.
You can just take a picture of it. But I would definitely shop it and be like, how much is it going to cost if I get all this done through my regular insurance, and how much is it going to cost through Own Your Labs? Because we found it to be way cheaper to just go through them.
I think we paid like $120 for everything.
And that felt like very, very cheap.
Okay, we're not going to talk about Jen anymore.
Chris says, moving on.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find because there's a bunch of it about. Okay, let's just jump down to the bottom.
Some cows are not safe to pet. That is a very important piece of information, Blue Dove, because and not all dogs are okay to pet, right? Like I am that person that has learned that lesson the hard way because I'm just like, oh, I love you, dog. Oh, I love you, dog. Oh, okay. I should not have pet. That was one pet too much.
Idaho Jesse said we should make these.
Okay.
Said, I found some magnets on the internet said food is not entertainment. Food is not therapy.
Wow.
I'm putting them on. We need to make those.
That is really cool.
Can we borrow Dr. Cyrus's thing? Like,
that
make
is
a
brilliant.
magnet to put on the refrigerator that says snacking is always an emotional event.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's true. It's true every single time, without fail.
Heather said, all my nurses and docs in the hospital were asking me about my diet based on the food I ordered while I was there.
Oh my goodness. I bet, because you weren't just like, hey, bring me whatever. That's always a shock. Like, the more people that I talk to who have had to have procedures since they went keto or carnivore, their nurses were the most shocked when they asked, like, hey, what are we going to be eating for dinner, because I have some certain dietary requirements. And they're like, really? Well, we thought you just ate what we gave you.
Shauna, thank you very much for the $5 super chat. And said, my specialist said to send her the lab list, and she's going to see how much my insurance will let her push
That
through.
is really, really smart. That's good. Shop it. I'm like, why not? Right? It's not like this stuff is free. So, like, if there's a coupon, let's do a coupon.
Shauna said, everyone go watch the YouTube with Dr. Barry and Dr. Chris Palmer, a psychiatrist, one of those fancy school Harvard Medicine. I was watching that earlier. It's really, really good.
Really, really good.
Jules said, you guys don't read comments unless I pay. I can't afford to pay. Oh, well, I don't know. We're reading all of the comments.
Yeah,
so
and yours.
All we said was, if you want to make sure we see it, put that, that's how we can see it. But we scroll down, but we're going to miss comments. I mean, there's 325 people in here.
We're so glad.
Wellman said, thanks for using ground pork rinds in your recipes, Joe. I have a nut sensitivity and your recipes are best.
Awesome.
That's why we're doing it.
Yeah.
And not that we have a nut sensitivity, I just don't want to use a whole bunch of almonds. I know a lot of people do, and also there's a lot of carbs in there.
Yeah.
Pork rinds don't have any carbs.
We used to make a ton of almond stuff, and it was like, okay, because, I mean, your tastes change over time. And I think I probably blew out my almond flour. Like, I ate all of the almond flour for my entire life in a very concentrated amount of time, and so now I'm like, what else can we make this with?
Future Bree said, gosh, all these Dr. Horry stories, I'm so blessed to have my Kaiser team.
Yay.
They celebrate my successes and support this food for health way of life. That
That's
is
nice.
Awesome. Karen said, I want to follow Dr. Barry under 20. Doctor said would not work. Amazing. They felt 120 was low.
Wow.
Again, you are in charge of your own medical journey.
Coffee is therapy. Amen. I completely agree with Jerry. He knows what's what.
Juju said, every small farmer has welcomed us out with open arms.
How nice.
Let's see. I think we're at the end here.
I feel so much better when I cut the almond flour. Yeah. And again, it's just, there's nothing wrong with it except for the fact of it's a lot of almonds, right? Like, I mean, imagine when you take a bag of pork rinds and you grind it up so that you can get the pork rind crumbs, you get a little bit, right? It grinds down to, and that's why we always say buy it in a container of pork rind crumbs is honestly the better value, even though it seems expensive, because it takes a lot of bags of pork rinds to make that entire container if you're just making it yourself. And it's the same thing with almonds. In order to get enough almonds to make that, you really have to grind up a lot of almonds.
Right. Like, a lot of people have messaged me like, hey, can you use the basically breadcrumbs you would get from using Maria Emmerich's protein bread?
Yeah.
And then drying it. I don't know. Can you make a chicken nugget with that? Yes. Is it going to be the same as what we made? Probably not, because one of the things that's crisping it up so well is the fact that there is fat in the pork rind.
Right.
But I have no desire to do that because that would be very expensive breadcrumbs.
Yes.
Pork rinds are pretty cheap. The bottom line, you don't have to use Porking Good. I think it's convenient to use them. And for the amount you get in that jar, it's pretty inexpensive. But you can go to the dollar store and buy a 99-cent bag of pork rinds and grind them up in your blender or in a food processor or in a grinder and have a whole bunch of pork rinds for less than $1.
I actually saw that Maria had...
I guess the store is actually $1.25.
She actually has on her Instagram a very nice, quick recipe for making chicken nuggets using, like, where it's like a chicken, like a whole piece of chicken, like you're cutting out a chicken breast or something like that, and dipping it into a batter using her PSMF bread.
Right.
So like nobody's gonna make the recipe better than Maria, right?
Right.
Like so definitely check that out if that's something that you're interested in.
Penny said, I appreciate your carnivore recipes. I can't wait to make the chicken nuggets.
I hope you love them like we do. We really enjoy them.
And again, one of the things that shocked us when we saw that the amount of carbs in just 4 chicken nuggets from that company.
Boy,
it starts with a T.
Our family has, no, it didn't. It starts with a P.
Oh, I thought we had the other one.
Nope.
Okay. Pam said, any thoughts on Equip Prime Protein, grass-fed, isolate brute beef protein powder? Might need to try a non-dairy version.
We really like Equip.
We love Equip. It's the only beef protein that I will buy, other than the Keto Chow flavor ones, which, by the way, is the same beef protein.
Yeah.
But yes, we actually have a discount code down below as well. We've been working with them for a couple years. We really like their protein powder.
We have a Boynton Beach resident.
Oh, cool.
BW says, I live in Boynton Beach and I would like a local farmer to purchase my meat. I tried to order, you'll have to click on it because I can't.
You're not going to find it now.
Say it. It'll be towards the bottom of it. We found ours using
Here it is.
what?
I don't remember the name of the website.
Because your neighbor, hi neighbor, trying to find Butcher Box last week and my order ended up in Virginia, so I canceled. Wasn't meant to be.
Okay, BW, we got ours from the Dam Ranch over in Bradenton.
That is not a joke.
Yeah.
That is seriously the name of it, the Dam Ranch, and it's in like Bradenton, Tampa area. So it was a little bit of a trip, but I'm gonna tell you the way, and we have a video of it. I don't remember if it's a vlog though, of us bringing it home and you getting to see like how they packaged it. But we were so tickled with the way the Dam Ranch packaged the damn beef.
Yeah. Joanna said, if you grind your own pork rinds, do they grind fine enough as the pre-ground ones?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, they do. We've done it. But you have you might have different attachments to your if you have a Vitamix or a Ninja, and some of them are made specifically for grinding, nuts or things down like that, and that might be
And the newer
helpful.
Vitamixes, you don't even need the grinder anymore.
Yeah.
Priscilla said, Joe, I used the waffle recipe this morning. I don't have a stuffler, so I just made my dash. Top with your yogurt and 1 strawberry on top of that. Really good.
Nice.
That's we experimented just making regular waffles and then tried it in the stuffler. Defensewood says, the one carnivore group I'm in, someone was asking where to get a full cow in Florida. I told them the damn ranch and I thought it was joking.
I know, right? Because it's like so wild.
We are so happy with the beef we got there.
And we're still eating on it. And
Yep.
man, it's it continues to serve us. So I'm really thankful. It was a huge investment up front. I definitely think it's something that you could go in on with family members or friends, or even if you say to your, whatever farm that you're dealing with, and you can say, hey, do you offer shares?
Right.
And a lot of times they will. The only thing that was really nice about having the whole share ourselves is the fact that we got to have more say on how it was split up.
Right.
So we were able to say, hey, we want the organ meat inside of the beef, and we want this many roasts. It was a really just nice process. You don't get that much say-so if you do it in shares where you're only getting like a fourth of a cow.
Joanna said, I have the Vitamix container for dry ingredients. So
Nice.
It has a different blade. I never use it. And supposedly, maybe it's I think it's the stainless steel one that we have. The guy told me they were actually moving away from the dry ingredients one, that they've changed the blades in there, that you don't need them for the newer ones. Monica said, I found that the Miranda bread as crumbs doesn't soak up the juices for making a stuffing or dressing. It's like little sponges of styrofoam. Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
I tried making stuffing with them. It just wasn't the same.
Even if you don't have a stuffler, which I saw somebody say, what is a stuffler? It's just like a new waffle type of device. It's like a small appliance that makes a stuffed waffle instead of it being like the Dash, just regular waffle maker that a lot of people use to make the chaffles. And you could really pour the batter that we're using into whatever device that you have. Or if you don't have any type of device, you can make the carnivore mug bread that we have and use that as a, as a recipe. And it's like a 90-second bread, and it comes out really, really, really good. But I will tell you, there is something magical about using pork crumbs because it's just so greasy in a great way. If you're somebody that's like, hey, I like my greasy hamburger, I like, that buttery, greasy taste, I just love it.
Yeah, so, and we're going to end with this one. Jerry said, how much is a huge investment? $2,500, $5,000? Just curious if we need to budget that. We paid, I think it was right around $2,300 for a full share of beef. I know we paid $5.50 a pound hanging weight.
Yeah.
Is what we paid for it. And that price included everything. It included the butchering, it including wrapping, labeling it, having it exactly how we wanted it. And I know for a fact that generally Florida is more money than a lot of places.
Yes.
Like if you're living in more of a ranch area, which is kind of funny because Florida was really cattle land, but if you're like moving up like more up to like Omaha and stuff where you can a lot of times get it even cheaper.
Jo, re, mi, fa, sol, la, keto is here. Hello. How are you, beautiful friends?
Okay, we are going to get off. Hopefully this button is going to work just in case we're going to be ready over here.
Dun, 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 dun.
So, guys, thank you so much for joining us. We have a vlog coming out tomorrow. I'm not quite sure what time. Rachel will be definitely doing a premiere for it. And then we have a couple other things coming out.
Will you be there?
Don't forget, Monday, 10 a.m. Eastern, will be Keto on the Couch. And anything else going on? No?
I love you.
Oh, next week, your last week of...
Atomic Habits, Wednesday night.
Right?
Yep, we're going to wrap up that book, and I'm excited about all of the habits that you're going to share in that.
Have a good night, guys.
We love you.
Bye.